The coalition of non-governmental organizations against child trafficking is pointing to political and community interferences and delayed prosecutions as some of the impediments of the fight against the enslavement of children. In an interview with JoyNews on behalf of the group on the sidelines of a media engagement seminar on the menace, Executive Director of the Partners in Community Development Program, George Achebra, stated that calls to free perpetrators by persons who wield influence derail the efforts by civil society organizations and law enforcement agencies. The concern comes on the heel of a 5-year jail term handed 2 persons in the eastern region for engaging in the hazardous use of children on Lake Volta. We'll be hearing from George Achebra shortly, but first here is a report by Maxwell Agbagba on how some of these rescues are done. He filed the report sometime this year.
Lake Volta has a booming fishing industry, a source of livelihood for many who live along its banks, but also a source of pain and anguish for many children who are taken from different places in Ghana to work as child slaves.
We're on a boat right now from Tepa, Abotuase, heading to one of the island communities around Afram Plains. Well, ahead of me, we have 2 boats. There's another one behind, and then another speedboat, all going for this rescue mission. And it's my first time on a boat like this. It promises already to be adventurous.
The trip to the island community of Edrakota was like a journey to eternity. Police say they had done extensive work prior to the rescue mission. After many days of investigations, they say 24 children and 11 boat owners were identified. The personnel arrived in the community knowing who they were going after.
Noted.
They all had copies of a booklet which had images of the suspected trafficked children and traffickers. 9 boat owners who were uncovered by undercover investigations were arrested.
Operation Ablode is still ongoing here at Edrakota, a community at the banks of the Volta Lake. What is ongoing behind me now is interrogation by the Criminal Investigations Department. The suspects are here, but surprisingly, all the children in the community have gone missing. The only people here on the banks of the river are women and men. We can't find the children.
The team will later learn the community had prior information. According to Deputy Public Relations Officer of the Eastern Regional Police, Francis Gomado, the boat owners hid the children in their rooms, adjoining communities and the bush.
And when I was probing further to know the reason why we could not meet the children, it was clear from the chief's own words that he was even telling the people that they should let the children come so that we have interview with them. Those that are supposed to be helped will help them. But they didn't listen. We have it in mind that we don't want to antagonize anybody.
It is 4:33 a.m. Right now, and what is happening behind me, we have the arrival of some of the suspected trafficked children. After many hours of interrogation by the Criminal Investigations Department, we've had these children arriving here, and the rest of the process will continue.
Police picked intelligence the children were being transported back to Ningo Pram Pram, where they were taken. Deputy PRO of the Eastern Region Police provides details.
They were put in a car, a bus, with 1 male and 1 female to actually lead them to where they brought them from. And the vehicle that was transporting the 16 of the trafficked children, suspected trafficked children, were intercepted at Atimpoku.
I've met one of them I choose to call Kwame. He says he lived on the same compound with one of the boys who drowned on the lake. He says his master beat him on the lake with a rope. He has not set eyes on his parents since he was taken to the fishing community many years ago.
On that day, we did not go with them. One of the children was screaming. He had entered the lake to remove the nets. The man he went with left him. He drowned. I lived in the same house with the boy who died. I told him I was scared, but he allayed our fears. He said nothing will happen to us. We cast the net, we paddle the canoe. He usually beats us on the even football without.
Maxwell Agbagba filed that report sometime this year. Well, let's get on the phone line so we'll speak to the Deputy Eastern Region Police Commander, Francis Gumado. Mr. Gumado.
Hello.
Thank you very much, sir, for your time this afternoon.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Can you give us some details on the this rescue mission?
Yeah, yes, I can give you the. But before I continue, let me correct one thing. Please. I am the Deputy PRO for Eastern Region.
Deputy PRO.
And not the Deputy Commander.
Very well. Thank you very much for the correction.
You're welcome. Sir. Yes, it was on the 24th of this October. That was Thursday. That a team of police investigators from the Eastern Regional Police Command, specifically from the Anti-Human Trafficking Unit, and some personnel from the Department of Social Welfare, as well as some major stakeholders, actually embarked on an intelligence-led operation to achieve a Amafrom in the Afram Plains district. And the team arrested 4 suspects and in the process rescued 3 suspected trafficked children, ages between 8, 13, and 15, respectively. The 4 suspected traffic persons who were arrested were Akwete Kwame, alias Frenchman, 32 years, Kobla Egbezucho, alias Tata, 49 years, Gadri Agbake, alias JJ, 36 years, and one Madam Mausi Amlade, also called or known as Sheriff Mami, 40 years. Actually, they trafficked these children to the Afram Plains there, and they were using them for fishing on the Afram River.
Wow.
Yeah.
8 to 15 years. What condition were these children in when you rescued them?
Pardon?
What was the condition of these children when they were finally rescued?
Actually, if you look at the ages of these children, they were children who were supposed to be in school.
In school. But
they were virtually in the community helping these suspects in their fishing activities. So, we know there was a surveillance before the arrest was made, and it was clearly, an issue that they were using them for these fishing activities.
So I wanted to find out, how were they? Were they okay when you rescued them? What was the physical condition of the children?
Well, they were okay. There was no mark of any assault or whatever on them. But, that is not the point here. The point we want to make is that these children are supposed to be at least with their parents and going to school. But they were being used for this exploitative labor and hazardous labor as well.
Okay.
And all these things are against the rule.
Right.
If you recall, April this year, we embarked on a similar operation in the Afram Plains North, at Dakota to be precise, when we rescue about 25 children, trafficked children. So the war is on.
The war is on. We'll talk about what the police is doing generally to deal with this, what you described the war, which is indeed a war against child trafficking. But you said that initially you had late surveillance, and so you have enough evidence that these children were being abused on the lake.
Yes.
Is this evidence enough to prosecute these people you've arrested?
Yes. It's enough to prosecute them. So let me give you the rundown.
Okay.
On the 25th, that's the following day after the arrest was made, the 4 suspects were charged with offenses of conspiracy to commit crime, to wit, human trafficking. Number 2, human trafficking, and 3, engaging a child in exploitative labor and hazardous labor.
Okay.
And they were put before Koforia Circuit Court B, presided over by Her Honor Madam Mercy Adai. And during the trial, Akwete and Madam Mounsey pleaded guilty to all the charges, all the counts.
Okay.
And they were subsequently convicted to 5 years imprisonment in hard labor.
Wow.
However, Gadri Agbake and Komala Egbezu Cho pleaded guilty to the third count and pleaded not guilty to the first and second count. So, because they pleaded to the first count, guilty to the first count, they were convicted to a fine of 3,600 each. In default, they will serve 15 years imprisonment. Are you getting my point?
I'm getting you. I'm getting you.
Because they could not pay the fine, they were sent to prison.
So they are in prison as we speak.
As we speak, in law, anytime they pay those charges, those fines, they will be released. But they'll come back on the 22nd of November 2019 to go through the full trial for the first and second count.
So as we speak, out of the 3 people that you arrested, 2 are already in prison, or all of them, because the first woman pleaded guilty.
For now, all the 4 are in prison, but the 2 of them, that is Komala Egbezu Cho and Gadri Agbake, if they are able to pay the fine that is imposed on them on the third count, they will be released from prison.
Okay.
But they will come back to come and face the first and second charges.
Wow, that sounds punitive enough. And hopefully this will help deal with this problem. It will be punitive enough to serve as a deterrent. But we also know that it's a big problem that you've been dealing with. Generally, you said you were going to tell us, what are you doing about this problem?
Thank you, Gifty. You know, for years we've been doing public education, especially in the areas where these children are used for fishing activities. Some are used in farms, cocoa farms, and what have you.
Hello? Well, it looks like we've lost
these children.
Okay.
And you know,
I lost you. I lost you briefly, Mr. Gomado. If you could say what you said before you went off again.
That
the general problem, how you're dealing with the general problem. I lost you briefly.
Oh, okay. What I'm saying is that we've been doing a lot of public education in these affected areas.
Okay.
For the parents of those trafficked children and the recipients of those trafficked children. We've done a lot in terms of education. But now, it has come to a point whereby when we get you, the law will take its course.
Okay.
Because those who are recalcitrant are those who are still engaging in these activities.
Okay. Well, finally,
so the way forward is that when we get you, the law will take its course.
The law will take its course, and it's obvious that the law has taken its course in the 4 people, with the 4 people that you arrested on 24th of October. But then I just wanted to find out if there is an established relationship, because the last time I spoke to the gender minister, one of the things she said was that sometimes these people have their children, their nephews and nieces, and they just want to let them learn the trade of fishing because that's what they do. And so she didn't, on that score, really see it as a problem. So I just want to find out, with these 4 people that you've prosecuted and actually convicted, do they have any relations, blood relations with these children?
Not at all.
Not at all. So they essentially took, paid money or gave out money and took these children and used them to do their farming, their fishing activities.
That's exactly so, Gifty.
All right. Thank you very much. And congratulations to the Eastern Region Police for
thank you very much.
Being able to put out this strong signal there. So as you just heard, 4 people have been convicted of child trafficking, and there's 2 of them who have pleaded not guilty to some of the charges. They could pay 3,000 and be out, but if they come out, they face the other charges leveled against them. Well, we can now hear from George Achebra of Pakodev. He has been talking about political and community interference in child trafficking.
We have to look at things about denial. That is one of the biggest challenge that we have gone through. Denial in the sense that even before the enacting of the law 2005 and now that we are, a lot of things were even happening. People were not even trying to believe that there's even the existence of why children are dying. But it's a day-to-day affair that if we don't put our lenses triply on the ground. But thank God, of all the injections that we've made, a lot of education, sensitizing people, and with the law, we've now come to let people understand, yes, of course, the issues is around. I think it's kind of day to day. The people have now taken it to the interference runs through, from political interferences, traditional level, and religious even leaders. These are all kind of indicators that is even fighting us. It got to a time that we would not have even the chance even to get to the lake, because people have prepared their mind in such a way that they have people behind them, so that to the extent that they will see you that you are destroying their business.
Using children for hazardous work can land you in jail. You'd want to stay away from that. Now, you've just seen an example from the Eastern region.